morning, people of God. It's not even morning, no. I should be saying good afternoon because the time is 5 minutes to 1 p.m. I'm not just waking up. Oh. I've woken up, showered, gotten ready to step out. Then the weather said, "Oh no, you're not gonna go anywhere." It started raining heavily, heavily. Abuja. Since I got to Lagos, it had not rained. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's really raining heavily. Ah, I woke up and I wanted to go and like explore the estate where I am. So I heard that like, they have everything in here. They have restaurants in here, hospital, game center, like everything. You can literally just stay in the estate. So I wanted to like go and tour the estate. When I woke up, that rain, so I just showered and got back in bed. And then now that I'm supposed to leave and go to town itself, rain, it's raining. When I was entering Abuja yesterday, the guy who picked me up, he told me like, I'm coming to Abuja at the time when it has even started raining. I'm like, oh really? Since I got to Lagos, it has not rained though, and I knew that Lagos should be more wet than Abuja, right? Because it's by the sea. It just makes sense. Abuja is by the north, like it makes sense that Lagos should be more wet. So I'm just waiting. When it comes down, most definitely he'll come pick me up for us to go out. I don't know. If it doesn't come down, then I don't know. Maybe I'll just spend the entire day in here. Because I cannot move under the rain. Yes, I'm carrying back salt. Let me just say, those of you who want to ask me that, why can't you move under the rain? Are you carrying back salt? Yes, I'm carrying back salt. I cannot move under the rain because I did not come to suffer. Anyway, let me just get ready and sit down. Let me command the weather to follow my activities. So let me get ready in faith. This is where faith comes in place. I just said, let me start the vlog here. Bye, fam. You all, a babe is ready. I've dressed up and I'm ready to hit the streets. And guess what? Rain has reduced. Hooray! Rain has reduced. I'm so happy. And they just called me that they are on their way here to come pick me up. Speaking of it, anyway, this is what I'm looking like. I don't know. Let me put this here and show you all. You guys can still not see outfit check.
Did you take a walk?
No.
I thought you were going to take a walk around.
No.
Why?
I was not feeling like it. Thank you.
So let's tour the estate which I lodged at together. Now, just for context here, I know some of you might be watching the video and you're confused like, okay, it was raining. Why are places looking dried? We got to tour the estate the next day. That day, after the rain finally stopped, we were already late. So we left the house in such a hurry, rushing to town to do some of the things that we planned to do on that day. So going around this estate before heading out to town on that particular day would have wasted us so much time. I guess by now, those of you who know Abuja so well can already tell the estate where I was. This is called Games Village. All of you who guessed it in the comment section of the last video, kudos to you all, as in you guys know your town. I gave a clue and you had it right. This is called Games Village.
Everywhere in Abuja is estate. This is still a separate estate, right? Okay, it's part of it. Oh, okay.
This estate was built in 2000 when Nigeria was hosting the All African Games. It's very close to the stadium, so most of the people who came for that event were lodged here. The government built this place to provide accommodation for that purpose for the upcoming events they had. Now, can we even talk about the maintenance culture of this place? It's so clean. Everywhere you turn your eyes, you can literally find a trash can. It's not littered. I do not know if they are paid people to sweep the streets or anything. I did not see them all through my stay here, but the estate is looking so clean and well taken care of. It's very peaceful and not noisy at all. You can have a calm sleep and rest well. They do have constant electricity and water. They also have restaurants in here where you can always get food round the clock. And they have a clinic as well in here. If you're not feeling fine, you can be treated in here medically. They do have a couple of sporting centers in here. They have a long tennis court, a volleyball court, and other games here. And your kids are not left out. They equally have like a mini play center for your kids. Amazing, right?
So they built this estate for all African games originally. When Nigeria was hosting the All African Games in 2000, I think 2000. That's when they built this estate. So most of the people, because the estate is closer to the stadium, so we have a basketball court.
Yeah.
There's a football pitch. And the estate is closer to the stadium. So most of the people who came for the All African Games,
Were lost here.
They stayed here.
Yeah.
So after the All African Games, they now sold it to
Oh, okay.
yeah. So that's why they call it Games Village.
Oh, for that period.
Yes.
Since it was there for that period. Okay. The place is so big.
Come here, so Saturdays you see people playing volleyball, different things, sports, people running around, jogging, bicycle.
So big.
Yes.
It's really, really big.
But this is one of the smallest estates in Abuja.
Really? Look at me saying it's so big.
I'll take you to one estate. My grandpa is an estate, it's a community, but it's an estate. I'll take you to another one. It's very big. Now they've not even completed it.
Ha!
It's very big.
This is me saying that this one is just too big.
It's one of the smallest.
Apart from this is government owned, right? Since
No, it's private.
it was private.
Yeah, so government have already sold it out.
Okay, yeah.
But what government does is that where there are space, like land, so you see all those apartments,
Yeah.
you get, so government can resell those land.
Okay.
You get, you can challenge them in court, you get, but government will resell it to people, and then they will give it like whatever they want to give.
Okay. So, but most of the other estates,
This area.
most of the other estates are individuals who come together.
Most of them say are like private companies who build and sell. Private housing firm who build and sell. You get, government will sell the land to them.
Yeah.
Build and sell. This one was built by government and then
Okay, then they sold it out after. Yeah. Makes sense. If there is one thing I noticed about Abuja from the first day I drove through the streets during the day, you all know I got into Abuja at night, so I really could not see so much. But just driving through the streets during the day, one thing was clear and glaring to my face is the fact that they do have so many estates. I kept on seeing like the same houses built beautifully, and I'm like, Abuja, na so na dey do for here. Why do you guys have so many estates? It feels like every house in Abuja is in an estate. That's not the reality, but when you're driving through the streets, that's what it almost feels like, because you will see different estates. It's so beautiful to see, and I heard that Abuja is one of the very few towns in Africa that was planned from scratch, as in architects came together, sat down, mapped out the structure of Abuja, and it worked for Abuja. Other cities that tried it in Africa, it did not work for them. So making Abuja one of the very few cities that were planned from scratch, and it worked for them. I cannot verify the validity of that saying, but I do know that the town looks so planned and organized. It makes so much sense because it is the capital city of Nigeria, so it has to live up to its name. Driving through this estate was so refreshing for me. Everywhere just looking clean and nice. A lot of fresh air blowing. Omo, I enjoyed myself here. I'm not even going to lie. And the place is so secured. They have constant security guards in the estate. You can move here at 1 a.m. without being scared of being robbed. At night, they let only the cars of the people staying in here to enter the estate. My friend told me this is a new law that was instated by the new manager of the estate. So if you do not live in the estate and you're trying to get into the estate with a car at night, you go explain tire forget. They will not let you in. While we were driving out, heading out to town, I asked my friend, is this the continuation of the estate on my right hand side? And he said yes. And I was like, wow, this is really so big for me, considering where I'm coming from. About a month ago, I put up a video on this channel where I was going to Yaoundé, Cameroon, which is our capital city, and a couple of Nigerians came under that particular video to say that Yaoundé was not giving capital city vibes at all. I laughed when I read those comments and I was just like, whoa, now you know what you dey talk. I could not relate. I could not relate at all. But having been to Abuja now, I definitely can relate. I now understand where they were coming from. They had high expectations of a capital city because they know what their capital city looks like. Anyway, we drove heading to town to continue our activities for the day. Now, who can guess the first place I got to visit in Abuja? I think it's a very popular spot in Abuja that everybody who gets into Abuja to visit the town always wants to go see this place. My Abuja people, please take a guess down in the comment section and write out the name of the place you think I'm talking about here. And you know how we do it. I'm going to see you all unfailingly by the help of God on my next one. Please, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, oh yeah, go ahead and just subscribe, Biko.